had to pay my tax lady. She sent me the wrong phone number. So
you sell the wrong person?
So now, of course, they're...
How much? Enough to
piss me off.
Okay.
Yeah. So now I'm like, gotta wait. So of course 6 to 10 business days and all this thing. And I'm on the phone. I'm just thinking, can you just take it out of the person's account and put it in?
No. And sometimes you have to reach out to them, and it's kind of like they have to be good people and send it back to you, because they can just be like, nah, I'm good.
They asked me. They're like, she on the phone. She goes, oh, did you reach out to the person? I said, yeah. They didn't answer back. I hadn't reached out because who the fuck's gonna send back a free amount of money?
Yeah. How much was it?
It's close.
A lot.
We had.
I'd love for him to be annoyed about.
We had someone like Zelle us money by mistake.
A substantial amount.
It was like $200 or something. Huh. They like Zelled us money, and then they like reached out. They're like, "Hey, I sent you this Zelle by mistake. Can you send it back?" And we're like, "Hold on, buddy. Like, we're gonna call Zelle because like I don't know who you are, and you're just asking me to send you $200 on Zelle. Like, I don't know what kind of scam this may be. Maybe this was an accident, but like I'm not opening this thing. Like, yeah, I see that you sent me that, but like." Maybe something was hacked or whatever, and it appears that you sent me that and you didn't actually. So, like, we talked to Zelle, and they're like, yeah, like, this is, like, the proper protocol to go through and all this stuff. So, like, we're doing it.
Just be a good Samaritan?
Yeah, just to be a good Samaritan. It's like, do this, do that. And we're like, we're going to do all that because, like, I'm not just sending some stranger $200.
Imagine, like, building your business plan around, like, hey, the other person has to be a good person for you to get your money back.
That's exactly how it is, right? And then the person is, like, getting annoyed with us. They're like, oh, like, what? And it's like, you sent this to me. Like, I didn't make the mistake.
You were the one that messed up.
I'm trying to send this back to you. Like, stop kind of creating problems for me.
Hey, we're doing a show over here.
Yeah, you guys are talking like on
the mic was on. I forgot the mic was on.
We can start again if you want. You want to start again?
Welcome to Mystery Crate.
Welcome to Mystery Crate.
Also, this was his topic, and he just lost interest in the middle of it.
I didn't lose interest in it. You guys
producing, and I distracted him.
Producing, please.
So this happened to me one time where we were on our way from an MMA hangout on the way back home, right? And we leave there at 2 a.m. from Casa Tiki, and the guy, I punch in my address, whatever. The guy picks me up, and he's like, bro, how much are they charging you for this Uber? And I was like, oh, it's like $45, $50 or whatever. He goes, cancel it right now. Give me $35 and I'll take you there. I was like, okay, perfect. I love that, dude. Let's go. Saving the company money. I'm a good guy. You're making cash straight away. Like, we're all good. So we get to my house finally. And he's like, all right, yeah, Zelle this number, whatever. So I type it in. I go to send him the $35. It says Zelle's not available at this time. It's 2 a.m. It's 2:30 at this point. And I'm like, buddy, look, like I've sent it to you 3 times. It's not going through. Like, Zelle's not working right now.
Yeah.
And he's like, damn. And I'm like, do you got Cash App? And he's like, no. And I'm like, I don't have cash. You don't have Cash App.
Yeah.
You don't have anything.
Give me your watch.
I'm like, what do you want me to do? And he's like, my girlfriend has Cash App. Cash App her, and then we'll be good. So when I Cash App her, the money goes through, whatever. Mm-hmm. The problem is, all the Zelles that I originally sent him
eventually get sent.
No. So it's like, imagine 35 times 3 times. So you're looking at 70, 105 $105. So I text the guy back, oye, mano, el dinero se fue, pa. And he's like, no, te lo mando ahora mismo. Mm-hmm. And he actually ended up sending it. Yeah. But the funny part is, on my Cash App, when I had to Zelle his girlfriend, I'm going to see if I can pull it up. Because the picture that the girl has, I was like, oh my God, if my wife
sees this,
she's going to be like, why did you send this girl $35?
Yeah.
So I'm going to see if I can pull it up.
Well, I don't know what kind of picture you're going to be showing me here. We're at work. Like, let's be appropriate here. I'm a married man. Whoa. What is happening there?
Dude, I had to... I'll send it to you guys.
That's a profile picture.
That's a profile picture. Look, $30.
Yeah.
She liked it, whatever, but it was like, if Jenny goes through and sees that picture, she's like, what is this?
It's also...
I had to explain that whole story to her, though, and be like, look, I sent the Zelle. It didn't go through. The only Cash App the guy had was his girlfriend's or whatever.
I'm curious as to...
Spooky.
The thought process behind making that the Cash App profile picture.
It's agree.
It's a choice. I mean,
I agree.
God bless her.
I have some questions.
It's a choice.
Okay.
If you see the picture,
mostly
you'll have
just
answers.
what's the picture.
No, you'll have answers.
You'll have answers. I'll show you.
Send it to Jason. Have Jason put it on the screen. If Jason put it on the screen, it might be our last
Blur
episode
out
of Mystery
the face?
Crate.
Yeah, no,
it's not the face that's an issue.
There's no
well,
face.
no, just that's
like
for
part
an
of the
identity
face.
thing.
Nah.
To protect
there's
this
no
person.
face.
I mean, it's safe enough. We saw worse of the Clevelander.
Oh, boy.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
just in terms of like stuff like that. Well, one, you didn't get charged like a cancellation fee or anything from Uber, right?
I had to pay the Uber. Yeah, because they canceled it short, so I had to pay like $5 or whatever.
So you've saved only like $5 through this whole process, and then it cost you like $100.
No.
He saved you 10. You paid 5 for cancellation.
I paid $105 up front, but no, it was more. It was like 60. It was like 60 something bucks.
Yeah.
So I saved $30. I saved the company $30 because I billed them.
I could see Jenny wondering about that
Absolutely.
transaction.
Absolutely. And especially like, I had to Zelle the guy, but my Zelle wasn't working, and we were in the front of the house. And
are you expensing the Cash App?
Yeah, I talked to Carl about it.
You got to take a screenshot of like the exchange.
I did, but then
you submitted it.
So I
had cut out the picture.
I cut out the picture.
Did you see the picture yet, Jeremy?
No, I haven't sent it to him. I'm not screenshotting that on my phone.
How are you going to send it to him?
Should I just walk in there?
Yeah,
I'll walk in.
Walk over here.
Why didn't you screenshot on your phone?
Because then it goes to my deleted pictures, and then Jenny looks at it and is like,
Does she go through your deleted pictures? What do you have in your deleted pictures?
She's never gone through my deleted pictures. That I know of.
What is an appropriate...
I don't know why I'm walking in.
Yeah, it's weird.
It is a little... Actually, you know what?
It's okay.
No, it's fine. It's not fine. It's fine.
It's a little weird.
You're fine. You're fine.
Look at this.
What is your shirt?
What?
Yeah, that's the picture.
That's the picture.
The side camera picked it up.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you
got
got
it.
Yeah, side camera.
No, I'm looking at the side camera. No, Mike, do you want to see it?
What's an appropriate amount?
Mike doesn't want to see it now.
What's an appropriate amount of time for a delivery window? Because
for what?
I have... we had to order a sofa.
I just want to say, I already feel regret walking in there to look at that picture.
Yeah, you
I
cheated
feel like
on your wife
it was
right now.
violating.
You just cheated on your wife.
Nah, it's not even that. I feel bad for the woman that I'm
was
walking in and looking at her picture. It feels...
You cheated on your wife.
Yeah, but now you're giving away details now.
All right,
you are.
I have a question.
She put it up there, by the way. It's not me.
What is an appropriate...
No, but I didn't have the interaction that you had, right? You had the Zeller, so it's fine. No, but you had the interaction with the boyfriend or the husband or whatever, and then you turn around. It's all right. Well, I had to Zell you. I had to see the photo. I feel I'd like to issue an apology.
That photo was taken in public.
Yeah.
Can't we just all agree this man loves his wife?
Girlfriend.
Yeah.
It was a picture.
They may not be together right now.
It was a picture of his girlfriend at the beach. Like that's it. The end.
That's fine. But
It's
the man,
nothing scandalous.
he loves his woman. That's all. We love around here.
What's an appropriate amount of time for delivery window? Because I have a couch coming, and the window that they gave me is absurd.
Is it like bank hours?
It's 9 to 6 p.m.
Yeah, exactly.
9 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Well, dude, you're halfway
That's
done.
9 hours.
You're halfway done, though.
That it's not today, it's tomorrow. But like, I have to plan. I have things to do that are not just sit around all day waiting for a couch.
That is the best thing to be like, oh, babe, I got to be at the house. Like, the couch is coming in. But you got like that 6-hour window.
She's only wanted the couch, so I was fine with our other couch.
I got to get a new couch.
Yeah.
Because Jenny wants a new couch.
Yeah.
Not because I want a new couch.
I'm
okay with our couch.
I was fine with our couch. Our couch is very beat up. Like the dogs have done the number on the couch. Babies, yeah. Like it's time for another couch. But I was fine with this couch. But now I have to sit around waiting for this couch. And here's what's going to happen is I have recordings to do tomorrow. Like I may have school pickups to do, school drop-offs to do. Like it's not just, if I'm not in the studio, I'm sitting around waiting for a couch all day. And I know what's going to happen is I'm not going to get an update, and then
they're going to show up.
They're just going to show up when I'm in the middle of recording is exactly how it's going to go. And then I'm like, oh, excuse me, I have to go, do this thing. And then I have to hope that they put the couch in and that, everything's on the up and up. And I'm a very bad checker of deliveries. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I see deliveries and I'm like, I guess it's okay. Like I'm not 100% sure about that. Like I need someone with me to make sure that I'm not taken advantage of in these situations. Like when I had we moved into our house, we had to redo one of the bathrooms. And we put it was a shower. We put like a glass door on the shower. So I would like peek my head in there occasionally, like to see like what was going on with the installation of the glass.
And you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're looking at because you don't do that. So for you to look in and be like, yeah, it looks good.
No, I would peek in. Like I would wait till they go out to the truck and I'd peek in to be like, let me make sure it's glass, that everything's, like on the up and up here. And then I saw a little thing in the corner of the glass from a certain angle. So I was like looking and I was like, And then like I was like, I think that there's like a crack in this glass that they've just installed in my bathroom, and I don't know when this crack
happened.
I don't know if this was always there or if they cracked something, or like there seems to be a crack in this glass. Something's amiss here. And they keep going to the truck, and I was like, I think I started, like, they saw me coming out and going back in every time they were gone, like to the point that like I was looking, and then one of the times I came out, I was like, Like I was doing something and I was getting ready to go
Una
talk.
mueca?
I was exactly right. I was getting ready to talk to my wife and be like, I think there's something there that you should check and you're going to have to tell them about because like that's not my area of expertise is the telling of the broken glass situation. So like the last time that I go in there, one of the guys looks at the glass and goes, it looks like there's something on this glass. We need to take that out and replace it. And I'm like, yeah, you how long have you known that this was there? You knew that was there this entire time, and had you not seen me doing this face and going over talking to my lovely wife who you've already dealt with today, knowing that you're not going to want to have to deal with her again later today, you would not have changed that glass. So 9 hours is a ridiculous delivery window time, though.
This episode of Mystery Crate is brought to you by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crowd is yours.
So, funny enough, I had a kitchen, like a dining room table and chairs and stuff set up and delivered over to the house. And they gave me a similar window, like 11 to 3. It's a little bit shorter.
The couch is so big, though, and it's so important where, like, it's a sectional. So I need to take out a sectional to make room for this sectional. And my wife was like,
are they going to take it out too? Or
no, that's a whole nother thing, is that I need to get rid of this on my own, which is fine.
Do you have a truck?
I have access to a truck. It's fine. I can take it to dump. Not a big deal. The big deal is I'm going to have to take apart the couch tonight, and then where do I put it?
Yeah.
And my wife was like, let's just put it outside. And I was like, no. We're not putting that couch outside because if something happens with this delivery and it's wrong, or they cancel the delivery, or whatever it is, and I put the couch outside, one, I'm going to have to bring it back in. Two, as soon as I let my dogs out, one of them is going to pee on it 150%, and I'm not bringing back into this house a couch that was peed on
what if it
to
rains?
reconstruct. Exactly right. And
It's
if it rains,
soaked.
or just the humidity outside, I don't want to put that thing outside. So I need to figure out where to put this, and I don't have a house that has room for 2 sectionals, one of which is in pieces. So I need to figure this out. And then it's like, does it get through the door? Does it not get through the door? Because I had a whole situation.
Yeah, that's the worst.
I had a whole situation that I didn't think of. So like when I do like God Bless Football or Mr. Crit or whatever, and I'm like doing it like remotely, I do it like in the office in our house, whatever you want to call it. And there's a blue couch behind me. I ordered that blue couch from a, furniture store. But I didn't order that one. I ordered, it has a pull-out bed because I thought this is good for company. This is good if there's hurricanes and people lose power, whatever. They could come, they can stay in this room. Not a big deal. Someone's visiting from out of town, whatever, right? So I bought one that was like a queen size pull-out, and I measured and it fit in the room, and it was like, it's tight, but it fits in the room. Except when they went to bring it in, it didn't fit through the door of the room, and it didn't fit in the hallway, and it was like a whole thing, and they couldn't get it in the room. So then I have to go back, and we're like, you got to take it back. It doesn't fit. What do you want me to do? Like, it simply doesn't fit. So they end up taking it back. We have to go to the store, like just come to the store and show us the paper, whatever. I'm like, now I need to go without a couch that I've already paid for and just paperwork and explain the situation to them. And I have to tell them that I want to downsize, right? So I get to the furniture store, and I'm like, we're going to have to downsize from the queen to the full pull-out couch because the other one didn't fit down the hallway. Are you guys sure that this one's going to fit in the door? Like, yeah, no, this one's going to fit, blah, 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 all this stuff. I was like, okay, so we're good to make this swap out. They're like, yeah. I was like, okay, but the full
is cheaper
than the queen size couch.
Where's my money?
So like, I'm going to have to be paid now that difference, a couple $100. And you know exactly how this went. They're like, well, the thing is that when you bought it, it was on sale and it was a special. And in fact, now the full is more expensive than the queen that you paid for.
So you owe us money.
So like,
God,
we're going to have to do this, but like, let me talk to the manager. Let me talk to the manager. So they go and they talk to the manager, and the manager comes out, and he's like, I'm coming out, like freaking Wapo out here coming out. And he's like, good news. I'm going to be able to give you the new one, the full, for the exact same price as the queen that you paid for it. I was like, oh my God, wow, thank you so much.
Showing up to save the day.
No work for anybody.
What a nice guy. Look at
Captain
this.
Couch.
Exactly.
Shows up just to save you.
Look at this man. What a hero. He came and he took hundreds of dollars from me because I have a different size, smaller couch now, but he did me a favor in his head. Unbelievable, these people. So now I have to wait for a couch tomorrow.
So with the dining room table, they said 11 to 3. And I was actually here on the show, and I get this call from like this random number. So I decline it, and then it calls again. I declined it again. I'm like, okay, spam, whatever.
Yeah.
A third time. And then I get a text. It had delivery there, whatever, the place I ordered at. So I called him. He's like, oye, estoy en camino para allá. I'm like, bro, it's 9:30. It was supposed to be from 11 to 3.
Yeah.
Like, why are you there now? He's like, no, you're my first delivery. And I was like, oh, my God. So I'm calling Jenny. Matt, the baby is sleeping.
Oh, this
Jenny
is recently?
is sleeping. Yeah, this is a month ago. Sleeping. Everybody's sleeping. And I'm calling Jenny off the hook. Nothing. 11 calls. Nothing. Guy's like, oye, estoy ahí. Estoy enfrente. And I'm like, bro, my wife is asleep. My 3-month-old, 2-month-old daughter's upstairs. Like, I can't open the door. I don't have like a mechanism.
Yeah, there's literally nothing I could do for you.
Yeah, I'm in downtown. You're in Kendall. Like, I can't open the door. And he's like, if you want, I can leave it outside. And I'm like, no, because I paid for you to make it, like, put it all together, and I'm not doing that. So what I did is, are you familiar with the hatch?
The little sleep
sound
machine?
machine?
Yeah.
Okay.
With the light.
Okay, so for those of you that don't know, it's like essentially a sound machine, sleep machine kind of thing. It looks like an egg. It has light, it has the time, and then it plays music, or it plays noise for the baby to go to sleep. So we play brown noise for the baby to go to sleep. I'm thinking I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to get Jenny woken up to answer the door so that this guy can start building the thing. And then it hit me. I have access to the hatch on my phone. So Jenny has it on her phone, I have it on my phone. So I took the hatch and I put the noise all the way to 100 to wake her up.
Startled
To
her
wake
and
up
woke
Jenny.
her up.
And it startled the shit out of her and the baby. So she calls me pissed.
Yeah.
Why did you do that? And I'm like, the guy's outside. He needs to put the dining room table together. Open the door for him. Ah! And I was like, click. Ran back in.
While you're here.
While I was here.
In between hour
Okay.
1 and hour 2.
Literally, no, I stepped out in the middle of a segment to go do it and then had to come back.
Genius. I love that we're going to have this conversation. I've had similar things where we have like baby cameras, baby monitors, whatever, but like it's like a Wi-Fi one. So there'll be times that I'm calling. I have a new hack. I have an updated 2.0 of this hack.
Okay.
But the 1.0 of this hack was I call my wife. She's at home. Her phone's on silent.
Not answering.
Whatever. Not answering. She sent me to the grocery store, whatever. Like, I just need like an answer quickly. It's a short thing, whatever. I can't get a hold of her. I'm calling. I can't get a hold of her. Her mom's over there. I call her mom. I can't get a hold of anyone. It's just like
Bermuda Triangle.
Exactly right. No one has their phone. I can't get in contact with anyone. And then
You called the dog's phone. Dog didn't pick up either.
No. So I go, you know what? These baby monitors have a talkback feature.
Yeah.
I can go on to the thing, and I can talk into it like a walkie-talkie. So I go on
Invading the home.
and I open the app, and I just hit like talk, and we never talk on the thing, but I hit talk. I'm like, answer your phone, like really loud, because they're not even in the room. I just need them to hear it from another room. So like this is in like the kids' room, and they're like in the front of the house. So I'm just like wherever I'm like, please pick up your phone, and then they like hear it and like, oh sorry, whatever, and. So that was like one hack, but I have another one now, which is even better. And this one's like great. So you have your phone and you don't have to scream like a crazy person into like the baby monitors and scare people. So what I started doing was like if I call a bunch of times and I don't get a response, but it's a similar thing that I need it, I figured out that like my wife had set on my phone that she could find her iPhone if it gets lost. So I hit find my iPhone, and it just starts beeping really loud.
But her phone is in the house.
Her phone's in the house. I'm calling her. She's not aware that I'm calling her. She can't hit it, but I hit find my iPhone.
Genius.
So it just starts beeping really loud in the room. So then she's like, what's this all about? So then she goes, she grabs the phone and sees missed calls. Boom, calls you back. That one's for free.
That's a really good one.
Find my iPhone if you're calling someone that's not answering because you know that they're busy doing something else. Find my iPhone, and they're gonna get the buzz.
With the Apple Watch, have you ever used the walkie-talkie feature?
No.
So you don't have it on right now?
I do have it on.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
If you go on, there's a walkie-talkie app.
I haven't updated this. Oh, it's dead. So.
Oh, never mind. Okay,
when I get home, I don't update any of these things, but there's a walkie-talkie app on this.
There's a walkie-talkie, like
Really?
native Apple walkie-talkie with other Apple Watches.
What
You can be like,
version?
Hello.
Wait, but what version do you have to have?
I have an old-ass version. So
Okay,
yours
same.
is new.
Mine's like old. But I don't update the
That's fine.
Whatever.
It should be there.
All right, I need to learn about
It's
this.
funny because that's just going back to Nextel, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Dude, I
throwing
would-
it all the way back.
I would so love a walkie-talkie.
I have walkie-talkies. It's
Over.
super creepy. One of my daughter's godfather gave her walkie-talkies, which is like kind of an inappropriate gift for a 3-year-old. Not inappropriate in like in an inappropriate way, but it's like, what is a 3-year-old going to do with walkie-talkie? And these are like not like, oh, it's a Minnie Mouse walkie-talkie that you push a thing and it has one channel. Like, no, dude, these things, 20 channels, and each one of the channels has 99 sub-channels. Like, it's crazy. But it's pink. And the other one's blue and the other one's purple. So it's for kids. But these are legitimate working walkie-talkies, and we have 3 of them. So we'll go on and like try to explain like this is how a walkie-talkie works. And then all of a sudden, like we put it down and it's still on, and then you just hear like and we're like, all right, time to change the channel. We're not talking on that, and you're not using your real names. Your name is Elsa, her name's Anna, and that's how we're going to talk about this moving forward. My name's Christoph. Don't use real names. Change the channel right now. Don't talk to strangers.
It's just like Only Murders.
Dude, super stranger danger.
Was it you that was talking to me about Only Murders, or was it somebody else?
I don't think it was me. I only watched the first. I think I watched the first season and then half of the second season. And for whatever reason, I
can't believe that.
couldn't keep me, which is so weird, right?
Ethan was the one.
It's extremely on brand for me to like that show, and I don't know what it is that doesn't hook
me. They left us in on a lurch.
Maybe I'll start
this last season.
I don't even remember how it ended. I'll catch up.
Oh, you know exactly.
There's just, someone else is dead. That's how it always ends.
In the little waterfall, in the not the waterfall, but the fountain.
Oh yeah.
With Who's There.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
Chris, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a story for me that I am reminded of by what you guys were talking about with all the different moving and building stuff. So my wife ordered some kind of like expensive bookshelves for her office because she works from home full time.
Oh yeah, you told me this.
I think I've told you the story. If I've told it on air,
what are we doing here?
I don't know. Here? She bought them and I just
so expensive.
said,
She didn't tell you that is expensive.
Yeah, so she bought these semi-expensive bookshelves, and I don't want to rip on any company, so let's just say they were from a company, I don't know, Wayfair. So Wayfair has a white glove service where the premise is you order a piece of furniture.
Whoa!
And you order what just happened?
Sorry.
Whoa!
They're playing around with the camera. They zoomed in on Chris in an inappropriate way, which I didn't
be a pro,
appreciate.
Stick. Jeremy, what are you doing?
I got very confused. So they're supposed to deliver the furniture that you've ordered and assemble it in whatever room you would like it to be assembled in. So if you have to take something upstairs, that's part of the gig. And these bookshelves came fully assembled. So all it was is, hey, you need to take these up the stairs and put them in the room. And
having stairs is a pain in the ass, by the way.
Pain in the ass.
Absolute
total pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Like,
you don't have stairs, right? You
no,
have
I
one floor?
don't. I have.
I'm a stair guy.
Me
Both
too.
houses I've lived in outside of my parents' stairs.
Dude, yeah, I mean, I like
The
them
worst.
for, I guess, having a, I don't know. It's okay,
With
but
a baby,
I'd much
it
rather,
sucks.
I'd much rather just have a bigger one-story house. But nonetheless, the guys get there and they say, "Oh, we can't get these up those stairs. It won't fit." I'm like, "Well, then what are we supposed to do?" Mm-hmm. So I wasn't there. My wife was there dealing with it on her own. They said
she's probably better at it than you are.
Way better.
I know my wife would be.
Way better.
I'd be
terrible.
like, "Oh, okay, sorry, leave it right there."
Yeah, that's where this story will go.
So how does
my wife will be like, "You get your ass. I paid."
Yep. That's where this story ultimately goes.
So do I get a refund or what's the deal?
So just leave them there outside.
The manager comes like, guess what? Good news for you.
Yep.
We can return them for 40% of the price.
So we paid extra to have this
They
white
always do that, by the way.
Yeah. So they leave them in the garage. That's it. They left them in the garage.
They left them in the garage.
They left them in the garage, and that was it. They said we can't do it, and that's the end of it. So my wife has to call Wayfair. There's all this back and forth. Are we going to get
Is it
any money?
Wayfair?
Yeah, it's Wayfair.
Okay.
So they offered like, oh, we can give you 5% back on what you paid for the white glove service. We're not allowed to do anything else. I'm like, this is complete and utter bullshit. So we have to move on. We have these sitting in our garage. We have to figure out what to do. So initially, I'm like, all right, let's just try it ourselves. Let's see if we can lift these up. Bad idea. Both of us almost injure ourselves. So we have to put them back in the garage. And now we're like, what do we do? So I hire a couple of guys off of TaskRabbit. I figure these guys say they're movers. It's not going to be as much as paying for a moving company.
You call Adonis.
So
Yeah,
I hire these guys off TaskRabbit who say that this is what they do. They show up, they get to the top of the first part of the stairs, and are like, sorry, we can't do it. I'm like, this is what you do. I paid you. There's no exchanges. There's no refunds. This is TaskRabbit. Nope, we can't do it. They leave. I'm stuck with paying them to have moved these on TaskRabbit. I do not get my money back. So now I'm even more money in the hole, and I've got to figure out what to do. So I end up calling a moving company. I get this guy who comes out to the house. He looks at the size and the width and everything, and he looks at the walls, and he's like, all right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send a couple of my guys out with myself. I'm going to put padding all over the walls. We're going to be good. That way, if it hits anything, I'll move the chandelier thing over this way. We're going to be great. Let's schedule it for next week. I can't next week. I'm at Camp Fiesta. This is over the summer. Mm-hmm. I get back the next week. I say, hey, are we going to do this? Sorry, on a job last week, I tore my meniscus.
Oh.
Here's the number of another moving company. So that guy comes out. He's like, hey, can I come by one morning? He comes by one morning right before we're supposed to start our production meeting. I'm supposed to be on Zoom. He looks at everything. He's like, we can get this done. I'm like, okay, cool. So when do you want to come back?
You're the third guy.
I like this guy.
You're the third guy that said we can get it done.
And then he says, no, you and me. We can get this done.
I like this guy a lot.
So now, no joke.
I like this guy a lot.
Me and this guy.
I like this guy a lot.
Spend 25 minutes where I have never needed more strength to be summoned for how heavy these things are. He's fine. He's everywhere. Dude,
your back.
Yeah, fully my back. I'm like doing everything. I'm sweating profusely. I'm dying. And ultimately, I ended up paying that guy the original price that I agreed to with the guy before, who was going to bring 3 guys out and split it between them. So this guy not only made me do the work, but then took the money for the work of 3 men after I already paid a TaskRabbit before that and a white glove service before that.
Well, that's the beautiful scam about movers, is because they're like, oh, we're going to send 2 guys out to go move your place. But you really got 3 guys because now I have to go do it.
It's a 4-man job.
Because now I have to do it.
Did you learn that you should measure stuff before you buy it?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
But again, it fit.
Oh, it all worked. They're beautiful. I mean, I'll get a picture and put it on.
Yeah,
they
send
were
a
worth
picture.
it. It was great. They're gorgeous. My wife's very happy. Worst experience ever.
So these taskmasters,
TaskRabbits.
Rabbits.
What?
They're rabbits.
I thought it was
your house.
Taskmasters. It's TaskRabbits.
Oh, yeah.
That's a company, and I can call them, and they will do like any task I have.
It's like an app where you can go on and like, do you need handiwork? These rabbits will come over.
You can hire handyman.
How
they
mundane
post
can it
themselves.
get? Like, can I? If I have 20 pairs of shoes and I want to change all the laces on them,
that feels mundane.
Maybe
You probably.
it's a task.
I just wonder, like, where's the line on that?
I feel. Yeah. How does it? I've never used it. How does it work? Do you just put it? Is there like a?
Yeah, I just searched.
a form of like this is what it is, or you have to put what it is and then
You kind of describe it. So you search for what it is. So like movers
Cook me
or
dinner
whatever,
tonight.
Yeah.
and then
Graceland needs a brother.
Like,
Yeah,
whoa.
I mean, I don't
Relax.
think it's that simple.
Adopting
but
him?
No, it's not. That's not how that's going.
just like cook me dinner or something.
That's called a chef.
I don't think so.
Guys.
You
Betcha.
You
betcha. Dun, dun, dun.
betcha.
It's brought to you by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Right back to MLS. Tony, you know where we're going.
I know exactly where we're going. We're going Inter Miami to win. We're going Lionel Messi to score. Or excuse me, we're going both teams to score.
There you go.
We're going Lionel Messi to score, and we're going Inter Miami to win.
No, so you got Inter Miami to win, right?
Okay.
Inter Miami money line, both teams to score, over 3.5 total goals. You can find it in the same game parlay section on your DraftKings Sportsbook
Is
app.
Messi not playing?
No, it's just they've been kind of all over the place with scoring this season. They do give up a lot of goals, though. So definitely both teams to score. But I'm not really confident in Messi because, one, he hasn't been playing games, and they're just getting goals from all over the place this season as compared to last year where it was basically Messi or Luis Suarez or nothing. At the time of recording, you get a nice plus 330 on that same game parlay, which once again is they're playing the New York Red Bulls at home, Inter Miami money line. Both teams to score over 3.5 total goals in the game. That's you betcha.
You betcha.
Chris, come over here and look at this picture.
Oh, okay. I wasn't.
well-
What picture? Okay.
Yeah, set it up a little bit.
I always say yes to that game. by the way.
Okay, so yeah, I'll explain to him. I want him to see the picture, and then from there I can explain.
It's perfectly fine to say hi, hey, how's it going
Okay, so that's
as
the
a
picture
first
for
message
your reference.
on dating
Okay.
apps is an unpopular opinion of Mike Fuentes.
Not an unpopular opinion. I'm actually the opposite way.
How did I met my wife before dating apps. I've never used a dating app. I've never signed on to a dating app. I don't know how dating apps work.
Same.
So how does this work? You just see someone and you're like, oh, this person's attractive, and then you send them a message?
Well, first you got to match, right? So
Okay.
they match to you, you match to them. I always say that the dating app game has a stigma because what it really is you in the club 24 hours a day with your best foot forward. You pick the pictures, you pick the bio, you basically do all the settings.
You're on dating apps.
I was, not anymore. I haven't been on dating apps in 10 years.
Wow.
So,
Really?
yeah. So,
But you're
Taking the
single.
under.
huh?
You're single.
Yeah, but I don't want to be on dating apps right now.
Oh.
Because dating apps, honestly, kind of a lot of work sometimes because you're having the same conversation over and over and over again. So it gets a little tedious.
What's your go-to opener?
Yeah.
Okay, so my go-to opener was always the same thing. It would say, hey, I have a very important question for the rest of our relationship. It's going to set the whole tone.
You said all of this?
That was the first message.
After
the match.
Unmatch.
After the match. Because what happens is these girls are drowning in a sea of, hey, hi, how's it going? Hey, hi, hey. So you got to stand out.
But I will say, your line sounds like a stereotypical. I'm trying to be slick
No.
here.
What's your line?
Because you say, first, I have a very important question. It's going to determine our whole relationship.
All right.
It's a lot.
They're curious.
Pretty intense.
They're curious.
okay,
So,
that's a lot.
So they go, okay, or whatever. And then you're like, are you sure? They say, yeah.
Oh, God.
That's
no,
even
you're
worse.
doubling down is even worse.
And then you ask them straight up, what do you like on your pizza? And then, haha, it's just a joke. This guy likes to play. It's funny.
I see what you did there. You built up something big, and then you hit him with something.
I'm starting to
Go.
get the
Chris
whole
got it.
single thing. Yeah.
I missed the whole dating app wave.
You didn't miss anything.
So the
then.
only
You missed nothing.
The only like line that I know of that I thought was any good came from the TV show Master of None, and it was just, "Hey, I'm going to Whole
Hey,
Foods. Want me to get you anything?"
This is a different interpretation of that same
Yeah.
line. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Because-
you would date people very different from the people that Mike Fuentes would date.
What is that
Yeah.
supposed to mean?
No, it's a very obvious statement. You know exactly what it means, and it's
What
a very
what
obvious
is
I would
statement.
date, the girl in the guy's picture.
I don't think they even disagree.
There we go,
I don't
exactly.
think they even disagree with that assessment.
No, I don't think either of us would disagree
I
with
just
that.
wanted
Probably.
clarification
I don't
on
know.
that.
You guys are not fishing the same pond.
I don't discriminate.
Ooh. Different ponds.
If she has an interesting personality, I'm in.
I'm surprised Mike Fuentes is
I
single.
feel like I don't know how to respond to any of this.
It's not insulting. It's
No,
just-
it's not insulting.
Yeah.
Anyone? I've seen Mike Fuentes out. This kid does his thing.
Yeah.
Like this guy.
I'm just very friendly.
It's by choice, though.
That's what I
Friendly,
mean. Like
single by
there's
some jokes.
something
I
going
don't
on
know.
here.
He
I don't
wants
know
to
if
get
it's
back with his
like.
ex. Come on, let's be
Whoa.
real. But-
Anyways, the picture, Chris.
Go ahead, explain it. What was that picture?
That's somebody's Cash App profile picture.
That's ridiculous.
Thank you.
It's an aggressive cash app.
Well, the thing is that Tony, this whole thing was Tony took an Uber and the guy's like, hey, cancel your Uber, just send me money directly. And then he couldn't Zelle the guy. He tried to Zelle him 3 times. And Tony's like, do you have Cash App? He's like, no, but my girlfriend does. Send it to my girlfriend. And then Tony was worried because he sent money to this person and he thought his wife would see this picture and be like, what is going on here?
Yeah. Why
'Cause
did
it
you
was-
send this
'cause
chick $30?
At
You gotta
2
tell-
a.m. At 2 a.m.
You got to
2 a.m.
preemptively tell her, right? Just in case she ever stumbles upon it. Like, honey,
Yeah.
this is.
I actually, I don't even remember if I've disclosed that or not. So she
now
might
you
be
have.
hearing it.
Wait,
now
you
the
haven't
first
told her
time.
about this yet? I thought you said you
No,
told her.
I told her about the situation, but I didn't tell her about the picture.
Oh, I thought that was
Oh,
part of the entire
boy,
thing.
that's
Yeah,
the
this
situation.
is now
No.
this is now dicey.
Now this is scandalous.
No, what you do is you show her the picture, like, pfft,
Can you believe this?
look how fat she is.
I don't
Ugh.
even remember this, to be honest.
My God, I can't believe she would wear that. Ugh.
How do we feel about the Uber driver being like, "Hey, cancel it"?
I love it. I love it.
Because like I've gotten in before.
I'm trying to help you,
where
buddy. You're
me
trying to
and a
help me.
buddy
We're all
are in
good.
the back talking about what I paid, and the guy literally is like, "You paid?" Like he doesn't know because that's how it works. They see what they're gonna get. They don't see what you're paying.
They can figure it out though. If they've done it long enough,
I think it
I'm sure they can
depends.
figure out
Distance-wise,
percentage-wise and
yeah.
stuff like
But
that.
the
Like,
guy it was going down to Miami once, so it was an expensive Uber. But he's just like, "What did you pay?" And he was like, "Damn," he was like pissed.
See, that's the thing. Like, but Tony, the guy asked you for the money on the side after you got there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. See, so once you're there, first of all, you can't just cancel the Uber. The GPS shows you're already there.
Well, no. We canceled it a block from Casatiki.
But
Like,
either-
he dropped me off at a gas station.
But did you? Okay, but either
oh,
way,
you got in the car and then
got in the
canceled
car.
it while you were in.
From Casatiki to the light is about what, Mike? Like 40 feet
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
on 8th Street. So
But-
when you get to that light, that's when he turned around at the stoplight and he was like, "Yo, how much are they charging you for this?" And I told him like $60. He's like, "Give me 30 and we're
yeah,
we're gone."
but aren't you already charged? You're already at the destination, more or less. They're gonna know that.
No, because I hadn't left the destination yet.
That's a man that cares about his company. Are you charging?
Oh,
that?
so you
Are
were about to
charging that
leave
to the game?
No,
Yeah,
no.
no,
oh,
I'm
so
charging
you
it to
so you were
Menlo.
leaving.
That's just like I would have been like, "You're good."
So you were leaving then, is what you're saying.
I was leaving, yes.
Okay, you should never let the guy just take you on his own account because you don't get. There's certain protections that Uber gives you that you don't get if you cancel.
Hey,
this.
he's here. Look at this. She's fine.
Exactly.
Don't
No,
worry
I'm
about
just
him.
saying,
He's
but you
here.
didn't know that at the time.
He has now secrets in his marriage
Correct.
that he's keeping from his wife. But aside from that, he's
pretty
fine.
amazing.
Sending
And he
money to
saved-
random women.
He saved like $20.
Yeah.
If you want me to, I saved the company.
You saved the
30
company
bucks.
$30, but also it cost you $100 that then you needed them to
Then,
Zelle you
yeah.
back because Zelle was down
Yeah,
at
and
the
then
time.
you didn't have a receipt because you didn't technically do the.
That
ride.
is
So
true. What did you
I had to
do?
screenshot the cash app, but I talked to Carl. I
You
told him, "Hey, look,
screenshot-
this
but-
is what happened." And then he was like, "Oh, that happens all the time."
I just
The-
can't believe
the
we
IRS
finally
gonna get this
got
in a while.
we finally got Billy to tell Tony he should get divorced too.
I didn't say
No, he
that.
didn't say that.
I didn't say
Well, he said
should.
you're on the path.
Not right now. I mean, you have a newborn.
newborn,
You guys want to all get divorced and get a house together?
No, absolutely not.
Nope.
Dude,
I
you know
went on.
what? Hold on, but if
I like
that
my
does
life.
happen,
Hear me out, yeah.
Listen. If that does happen, where all of us who are married get divorced,
No, I don't even like working with you guys. I'm
I
not
know,
living with you.
I know, but you're going to be in dire
Jeez.
straits. She's going to take everything. you're gonna need.
If I get
Jeremy-
the right lawyer.
I'm gonna get half.
Let's be real. I can't even tell the guy that he's installing broken glass. So I would get housed in a divorce settlement.
I mean,
That's
we're talking
why.
about divorce.
Absolutely
Perfect timing.
destroyed.
All of a sudden,
Whoa, what is that supposed to mean?
All the boys are gonna be together in like a house, dude. It's gonna be sick.
That sounds like
I don't
a
think so.
nightmare.
I mean, would you move into a
Absolute
house with all the
nightmare.
boys if we all ended up getting divorced and we're single at the same time?
How nice of a house are we talking?
A nice
it's gotta
house.
have
How
at
many
least-
rooms?
If it's like a really, really nice house with appropriate privacy, meaning like,
You got your
No
own
bunk beds.
bathroom.
yeah, like my own bathroom, my own bedroom.
Like every single room has its own bathroom.
Got it. Yeah. You know what?
Where
gotta-
is
we
it?
got a pool in the
How
backyard.
big is a yard?
Pinecrest.
Pinecrest?
We're in Pinecrest.
How many? It's all of us. So 2,
1, 2.
4, 6 of us.
6 rooms, 6 bathrooms.
Now we got to do like
Chris,
eight-
you can't
eight
be out.
bedroom.
Your wife hates you. You're out of the house. You're
Yeah,
done.
you're gone.
Yeah.
You're gone,
You're,
buddy.
you're cooked.
You're task rabbiting.
She found
yeah.
you sending money to Tony's woman.
Yeah,
on
but his
the-
bowling league
Does
is
it
in
mean you want to see
Broward.
the picture?
Got a
Yeah,
bowl everywhere.
that was definitely.
I mean,
he
come over here,
definitely
look at
wants
the
to see
picture.
He definitely wants to see the picture.
Just,
by the
we can
way,
explain
this
it to
is
him. It's
No,
not
no,
easy.
we haven't explained it. We don't know.
Before we
Nobody knows
go,
what it looks like.
before
so
we
bad.
go further away to this house and divorce situation, I was in the loveliest Uber with Mike Fuentes when we were in Nashville, where the guy was like, this guy should be mayor of Nashville, and he should be like head of the tourism
crazy.
Our
board.
boy Jeff.
Dude, I think his name was John. You kept calling him the wrong
I kept
name.
calling him Jeff.
Yeah, his name was John.
He's like this
You kept
stupid
calling him Jeff.
son
Dude,
of a bitch.
John was the happiest person that I've ever met to live anywhere and to tell you about the town. Like,
Really?
ever.
About Nashville?
The guy was so nice.
There was not a thing we could say that he didn't know. We were like, hey, so where do we get a good old fashioned? Well, you want to go down to Earl's right there, and then you go down and get stop Prince Hot Chicken. Hattie B's for the influencers. You want to go to Prince? That's where they have the good hot chicken.
And he'd tell you which location to go
gives
to,
you
and
the
then
good
he had,
stuff.
dude, this guy was like stocked like a 7-Eleven with a bunch of snacks and waters, and I was like, you guys are free to take whatever you want.
He's a
pro
Like,
Uber driver.
Guy was so nice, and Fuentes is like, you know, being a little sneak in the back, and he's texting us like separately, like, I'm gonna ask this guy if he should work for the tourism board, and he's having like, he's like, you should work for the tourism board. It's like, oh, of course, you know, like Earl wanted me, and he told me that I should come and I should be doing the tours, and Earl told me he could pay me $13 an hour, and I was like, thanks, Earl, but that's just not going to be enough. And, you know, maybe one day I will, but I don't think that I'm going to. The guy was the loveliest person.
He was. He told us how he used to live in Florida, then he lived in Orlando, then he lived in California with his
Yeah.
wife. They ended up moving to Tennessee.
Dude, crazy
he loved
story.
Uber driving so much, he just stayed doing it.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Crazy story. He bought a house before the flood. And when the flood came, he hadn't signed the paperwork yet. Flood took the house on the house that he had
So
bought.
he
when
lost
was
the deposit,
In
that's it.
California, he buys this house sight unseen, but it was too good a deal to be true because at the time there wasn't like this boom in Nashville. Flood came, takes the house. Hadn't signed the paperwork yet. He called his realtor and he's like, what do I do? He's like, well, you haven't signed anything yet, so kind of get you out of it. All you have to do is pay the fees, but you don't have to deal with the fact that your house went down the road and doesn't exist anymore because of the big flood.
Wow.
Yeah, John really caught a break. But I had an issue in Nashville, and Tony, I think that you've had similar issues here. Packing for work trips. Yeah, I am typically an overpacker, and I come home with way too many things. Nashville, and these work trips that like I've gone on, you know, on
They're quick
behalf of
trips.
our sponsor, have been really quick trips for me where I've done a number of like less than 24-hour trips. Like I get there like night before, do event,
And you're gone.
back on the airplane, and I'm out. And I always overpack. This one I was getting in a day before. I was getting in early the day
So
before.
you had like a full day.
I had a day and a half. So we get in there. We got to our hotel like around 5, right? But we have like that whole night. Our event isn't until 7 o'clock at night. We have a full
Right.
day, and then we have the next day. So I was like, I'm gonna pack like really light. I never go out. I never do anything. I just basically am in the hotel. I don't need to take all these clothes. This is the lightest I've packed for any trip. Except this is the trip that I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go out and like see the town a little bit,
Yeah, hang out
explore,
with
like
the
hang out,
boys.
exactly, like hang out with, you know, my friends from work, and we'll go to restaurants and we'll do this and that. Underpacked. I only had clothes for one night out, which was the night of the event. And even what I had packed, they told me you're not allowed to wear that because there's a white shirt. They're like, you can't wear that. You have to wear. I was like, I have a sweatshirt. You want me to wear that? Like, you have to wear a sweatshirt. The place was a sauna because the door was open. It was a hot night, and they had all the lights on. Oof. And now I'm wearing this long sleeve sweatshirt that I bought. I was cooking night before, and the only reason I even had that sweatshirt, because again I packed light. The only reason I even had that sweatshirt
You
is
got
'cause
cold on planes?
we went out the night before, and it was raining, and I had to go into like a gift shop to buy a sweatshirt because I saw a clothing store and I was like, oh, I'll just get like a jacket and whatever. If I spend like $60 on like a nice, jacket from Nashville, whatever, it's not going to be a touristy thing. It'll just be something that I'll wear, right?
Did it say Nashville and bedazzled?
No, it
rhinestones?
didn't. It
Not
didn't.
bedazzled,
No,
it
no.
says Nashville.
Well, no, hold on. This first one didn't say anything. It was just like a clothing store, and I was like, oh, it's like a nice like jacket. I, could throw a nice piece of clothing into my, repertoire because all my clothes are ridiculous. So I can, I'll pay if I have to. And then it says $168. I'm like, I am not doing that. I had bronchitis at the time. I'm like, I will get sick in the rain before I pay $168 for that jacket. It is simply not happening. Luckily, we found like down on Broadway, like a souvenir store, whatever, and I ended up buying this sweatshirt that says Nashville embroidered on it. It's $27.
Nice.
Great deal. So I had to wear that the next day. But I didn't have enough clothes. It's the first time I've gone on a trip. Haven't packed enough outfits.
I'm going to Mexico with Cuervo today. Actually, I'm already on the plane. But
You're already on the plane.
I'm already on the plane right now, mentally. The thing is that we've got many different events that we're doing, right? So like Friday night when we get there, we have a tasting of tequila. We have this, we have that. Saturday, we're going to this festival. So we're taking a train. Then I got to change from there to the festival. And then we have something at night. So like I have to pack like 6 or 7 different outfits. But the problem is on these work trips, I don't like packing and checking in a bag. I like having the bag with me. Por si acaso.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
What group are you?
Let's see. I'll check right now.
Because I'm in this thing. I don't know.
On American, I'm always group 5.
I'm always group 9.
Yeah, I end up on
Every
group
single
6
time.
a lot.
I have the American credit card, so they always put me in 5.
I'm always group 9, and every time I board a plane now, every single time I board a plane,
Back
they're
up
like,
plane, yeah.
they're like, no, I'll be like in the 11th row.
Yeah.
And every single time I board the plane, they're like, group 9, we have a full cabin. Everyone in group 9 has to check their bags, and I'm like,
I hate that.
I hate it too. I mean, sometimes I don't because I don't.
worst.
I don't have to pay for it. It's free, and I don't have to worry about it, and I don't have to do the
But
whole
it's a pain
thing.
in the ass. You have to wait.
No,
It
but
is a pain.
Not always.
Now, what do you mean not always?
So I always wait for Danny B when we go on these trips because I feel bad that everybody
Yeah.
makes him carry 1,000 pounds of equipment by himself.
Yeah.
So since I'm waiting for him anyway, if they offer to check my
You're
carry
like, I
out
don't
for
help
free,
him carry it, but I wait with him.
Yeah, that's exactly.
at least
that
a
is
little
exactly-
courteous.
Because he's waiting
Yeah.
for his
Little
bag. He just said he checks his bag.
I check my bag so I can hang with Danny.
Okay.
And no, I always help him carry. Danny, show yourself. Show yourself and let people know that I help you
Zoom in
carry,
on Chris.
carry
What is
bags.
this?
Jerk.
No, I
Okay. So, all right.
There, see, there he is.
Sad he
See?
is back
What's he
there.
gonna
all
I
by himself.
always help him carry the bags.
Begrudgingly, because you complain the entire time. Danny
Never.
just gave me this thing. If I
Never.
lose this thing, we're not
Listen.
going to be able to go on the air. I don't know why Danny gave me this. This is too important of a piece for
After
me to
our
carry.
show in Nashville, our whole walk back to the hotel uphill, right?
Yeah.
I grabbed the 90-pound bag with all the cameras. I carried it 4 blocks uphill.
Wow.
My calves, Tony, on fire. All right. The
Good
next
workout for
day.
you.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Billy.
He's always said he wanted to have a soccer body.
So that's not happening, buddy.
Still do.
I don't know
I know.
what. I bad news for you. At 40, you're not going to get a
No.
soccer
Do you know what
body.
happens? They
If you
roll,
haven't
they
had
roll
it,
in the PDQ with the fries and the buffalo blue cheese, and it's a wrap.
you just don't like. And I don't mean this in a disrespectful way. You don't have a soccer body type.
Right. You get like a
Like
linebacker.
you
That's true,
could
I'm pretty
get
chunky.
you could get as lean as possible.
It still wouldn't be there.
You wouldn't have a soccer body. Like you're a thicker guy. You got big hips.
You're like a catcher's
big
body.
shoulders. Yeah, you could be a catcher.
Catcher, yeah.
Soccer player, it ain't happening.
Yeah,
I think
never.
And it's
Yvonne
not-
Rodriguez is
Yeah,
like your
Pudge.
ceiling.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like
Pudge?
ceiling.
That's kind of an insult to call me Pudge.
Like
No, I'm telling you.
think Benji
got all
Molina.
yoked. I'd
yeah.
call you solid, not Pudge.
Yeah,
Yachty.
you're like
How about Yachty?
you're like a Benji Molina,
And they
not
called
Yachty.
him
Yachty.
Not
Yachty's
Yachty.
Can I get to more like a can I get like a
Now
Derek
the
Lee?
He
doesn't know.
What about
No,
Derek Lee
no, no,
physique?
no.
Not happening.
He's too
That's
big.
Benji
impossible.
Molina might be the most offensive thing anyone could have
What
said.
do you mean? What?
Did you see
I didn't say Bartolo Colon.
Yeah, no, that would
That's offensive.
I was trying to stick to the position.
Look
Well,
up
they're-
Benji Molina.
They're not too
Fuentes.
far off from each other, if I'm going to be honest with you.
Lin-Manuel Miranda?
Oh, boy, I'm out.
No,
I'm
hold
out
on.
of this conversation. No, thank you.
Wait. It matters.
Jeremy on his dating ads is like, what's your favorite Lin-Manuel Miranda song?
Producing. I'm gonna power.
Honestly,
I personally love the heights.
Honestly, better than
Lin-Manuel
Pizza Taco.
Miranda is potentially producing a movie about the Molina brothers because they're from the same hometown. But I don't think it's a musical. I don't think it's
hope
anything
it
like
is.
that.
Musical,
I'm only
No,
on it if
I
it
don't.
is a musical.
If it's a musical, that'd be wild.
A Molina Brothers musical would be great.
That would be crazy. But as crazy as it sounds, you would think a musical about Alexander Hamilton equally sounds crazy. It was a giant.
No,
hit.
Molina Brothers is more crazy.
Yeah, it's
More
very-
crazy than
it's a lot-
Alexander
Yes.
Hamilton.
Yes, the
Yes.
Molina Brothers would
Really?
be really
Like
weird. Yeah.
an extremely influential historical figure or 2 random baseball players.
Can you
Three
imagine- can you imagine
random
this guy-
baseball players.
This guy singing a song.
Yeah.
Well, no.
Guy, he's
I haven't seen the picture. What does he look like? Is it flattering?
no.
Well, he's got his equipment on. That's fine. It's okay.
Oh, I got another one for you. Give me a
It's
second.
okay. He's fine. Don't worry about that.
So now I got to figure out how to put like 7 different outfits into a carry-on bag.
Yeah, that's retirement.
that's always-
that's
that's
retirement.
retirement.
Benji,
I think Benji Molina is thought of as like the slowest Major League Baseball player ever.
It's
Jeff
figuring
Conant
out
was
how to
pretty slow.
fit them while also, I don't know if you have an iron or anything
I'm a
like
big
that.
guy,
Like
so
you're-
the clothes are big.
That's difficult. I don't know how you figure that out.
I have
There
to
might
roll
need to
them.
be some things that you repurpose.
The thing is I wear size 13 too, and I got to bring shoes.
How many pairs of shoes do you take?
The last time I brought 2. Ones that I wore like on the plane,
And then one packed.
and then one pack. The problem
Yeah,
is
that's
if I
my
bring
norm,
too
too.
many,
Yeah.
I don't have enough space for my toiletry.
You got to
bag.
check a bag, I think. Damn. The last
That's what
couple,
Kirsten said.
I'm always now group 9, and the last couple times they're always like, we got to check your bag, we got to check your bag. And you know what happens? I check my bag, I walk down the thing, I hand it off to them, I sit down, and there's plenty of space above
Always.
my seat.
Always.
I never have to actually check my bag. They've just forecasted that there's not going to be room, and they take my bag from me.
But that's
And then
also
it
why I
costs
like
me
to
like
carry
20
on.
minutes after.
Well, here's
Not
my
more.
theory. I don't think airlines really want people to bring carry-ons because it makes getting off the plane so much slower.
Yeah, but they don't care.
Nah, I
don't
think they
give a
do
shit.
care. There's a reason why when you go to Spirit, if you check a bag, it's $35. If you pay for the carry-on, it's $45. There's a reason it's more expensive because it slows down the amount of time before they get that plane in the
I thought
air
they were
again.
just assholes.
No, it's all about turning the planes around because like Spirit's like a volume thing.
You know what? You know what would be faster if they made it a way to get people off faster instead of just the carry-ons. Like, why don't we open a couple doors? Why don't we do things where like
you should have people running around
Yeah,
the
because
runway.
you're gonna have a guy running on the tarmac get sucked into an airline engine, and now the whole
Yeah,
thing's shut down
exactly.
for 3 hours.
Right.
who's getting off on an airline on the tarmac?
Where
We
do you
got
get
the-
off?
Where do you think the plane empties out to?
The tunnel that goes straight into where.
So you want 2 tunnels?
Yes.
The dual tunnel system.
Dual tunnels, exactly.
Okay.
Because that exists.
I don't know. But your trip is like it's a party trip that you're going on.
That's one of my.
It's
wife.
also like an hour and a half
That's-
flight
No, it's not.
because you got to go to Atlanta first.
Yeah, I got to go to Atlanta. That's 2 hours basically. That's an hour and 40 minutes, and then I go from Atlanta to Guadalajara, which is 4 hours.
Why
Guadalajara.
there's
Guadalajara.
no directies?
Directies, they're on an airline that people are afraid to fly because everybody's afraid to fly now. So nobody wants to fly Volaris.
I've never even heard.
What the
of
hell is
Volaris.
that? I don't want to fly it either.
Miami to Guadalajara,
I've never heard of it.
4.5 hours straight
What's-
from Volaris.
What was the one that I did? In,
Why can't you do
Buffalo?
Volaris?
Like I was like they bleeped me. Remember?
Why can't you
brother
do
loves
That was
Volaris?
Frontier.
Why can't you do Volaris?
That's what I'm asking.
But why can't you yourself do it?
I don't know.
Because Kim is the one that does the situation.
But who's doing?
Kim does
They
it.
ask you for like the flights and just say this is the flight I want.
Yeah, but everybody else is going on that flight.
Who's going on the other flight?
Kirsten,
Uh-huh.
me,
Uh-huh.
Rose.
Uh-huh.
I think
You can't fly
Mike
without
gets
them?
a private jet. I think.
You can't fly without them.
Oh, I can.
So just fly without them and go on
It's
this. Why are you
already
gonna
done,
hang
though.
out? What are you gonna hang out in Atlanta with them for in a
Me
terminal?
and Kirsten got first class on the way to Guadalajara.
How?
Sure. We just made it happen, baby.
They paid for you to have first class?
Nobody paid anything. We took it upon ourselves to look for the best deal, and we found a deal
Tony, come on.
that made sense.
But then you expense that, so they're paying for you to be
I'm
on
not
first
expensing
class.
it. I'm not expensing it. That's charging that to the game.
To
Right, Chris?
the whole way, or your flight to Atlanta?
No, my flight to Atlanta, the first class was $500, but from Atlanta to Guadalajara,
How much does it cost to fly on Volaris?
I don't know.
I feel like you could.
The
if you
upgrade?
paid
They're
enough,
giving
you could
away
be-
first
you
class,
could
I don't know.
fly in Volaris.
I fly the plane.
Where are you flying to?
Cuban pilots back.
Where? Guadalajara.
Yeah,
All right. Let's see here. What day is it?
the
When are you flying?
Friday. Today.
Right. What day is today?
I'm in the,
The
air
second?
Right now. Yeah, I'm in the air right now.
All right. Let's see. A one-way Miami to Guadalajara. I'll do round trip.
Oh, thank
Let's come back. When are you coming back?
you. The 5th.
You come back on Monday. What do you need to go to? Whatever.
What do you want me to do?
Let my guy live, bro.
What do you
It's
want me to
fine,
do?
I mean-
You sound like my wife. Oh, this is a party trip. No, baby, this is a work trip.
Your wife is a 100%.
But you're not
right.
even into the music that they play at this
I know, and he's going
festival.
on a. Is this a train trip? You're going to be on the train?
Yeah.
Yes, this is the
Dude.
EDM festival.
I don't
It's
know.
the music.
Like,
What? Tell me. What are you looking at?
I'm looking right now at a flight, 4 hours. This flight is today, technically, but in
Today, of
2
course.
days, round trip is $198.
Yeah, so on Volaris, right?
Yes.
Yes, dude.
Everyone, like, if I was in charge of this company's finances, everyone's on Volaris. Like, I'm sorry,
But we gotta
guys.
no, but the problem is-
everyone's on Volaris.
Volaris is like a budget airline where you have to pay for the seat, you have to pay for the air, you have to pay for the water.
air?
Yeah, you have to pay for everything.
Everyone's on Volaris.
You have to pay for the
Everyone's on Volaris.
Even if I'm unsure of this company and getting me there safely, I'm still rather taking a direct flight, even if I got to roll the dice.
Same.
I'd rather do a direct flight
Here's the problem.
on a sketchy airline than
no,
connect
oh, no,
on the best airline you've ever had.
No. We're not saying Volaris
But
is
you
a sketchy
did that.
airline.
You
Let's
did
get ahead
that,
from
and you
that
got
right
banged.
now. Here's a problem with
Frontier fucked me.
No.
Bleep all of it.
Here's my thing with flying, right? If I'm on one plane, that's only one plane something horribly could happen on. If I'm on two,
doubling your chances.
Yeah.
that's two planes something bad can happen
Don't
on.
watch the rehearsal.
It's two takeoffs, it's two landings, it's two groups of potentially having one crazy person on it acting wild. Like,
Would you be somebody that would like tackle somebody if they were acting crazy?
I like to think so.
Like if somebody's gonna do.
I try to look
some harm.
around. I try to assess the
Pinpoint the crazy
situation,
people?
see what it is that I would need. What is at my disposal to try to subdue someone
here,
that's
buddy.
going crazy?
Right here.
That's fine, but I also try to see like where is the cart with all of the cookies and the crackers? Do they have metal trays there? Like, what is it? I fancy myself a fourth person on the scene.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It also depends on the proximity to you. Like, where's the person that's acting up?
Yeah, if you're in 11, but they're doing it in 30, you can't get back there fast.
I can't get back there. Then I'll be like 7. I'm good. I'll get as soon as like I see like other people getting up, then I'll get up and I'll be like, hey, and I'll be like the last one, and then like maybe I'll like you know if there's like a scrum, maybe like I'll hop over the top and like tap him on the head, just be like, I help, I help subdue. I touch
like,
the person
grab the
on the
back
head.
of his
Yeah,
head,
exactly
like
right. I
hair
go
or
like that.
something.
I go like that, and then I could say like whatever I help, and then my name is in the news as being a helper because I made
Billy
physical
Gil,
contact with the person. Yeah,
one
yeah,
of the
yeah.
first on the scene.
Yeah.
It doesn't tell you you're the first, but one of the first.
Now, if I'm in 11 and the person acting crazy is in 12.
What do you do?
I probably like, I was like, which camera to look at? This camera right here. If I'm in 11 and the person is on 12, this might be one of those situations where like I look and I'm like, and depending on how wild they're being, and if I think how deep the threat is, and maybe one of these where I look over and I see that and I just
Act like you're sleeping.
I just doze off a little bit, and then when it gets to like a point where it's like really getting crazy and more people are getting all like, and then I turn around and then I make sure I just have to touch the person and be like, okay, all right, this situation is now under control. You're welcome.
I actually had an issue recently with me. I'm sitting on the aisle. My wife's in the middle. Guy in the window row behind us. We're like stuck on the tarmac for like an hour. It was annoying. But this guy, I don't know if he had like Tourette. He was just like, ugh! Like he was just like getting mad, and like it happened like 3 times, not doing anything. After like the 4th one, like my wife's like looking at me like, what the?
Yeah, no.
And eventually like the stewardess came over and was like, sir, you like, it was just like, that was the first time I
that's
ever
when
had
you hit.
something like that.
That's when you hit the button on the top that no one ever. If you hit that button for
Act
the
like you're
stewardess, you're
stretching.
crazy.
Act like you're
You
stretching.
hit the stewardess and then the ding, and then they're like, can I help you? Yeah, there's a crazy person back there. So someone's acting real wild back there. Get that under control.
Okay, goodbye.